clowning you, you know what I'm saying? So the Bible clowns, and it drives, and they do it on purpose, subconsciously. You can't, I don't know if you put it together, your subconscious puts it together, if your mind can't, you know what I'm saying? But this, people that maybe aren't as messed up, maybe messed up, might put it together quicker, but, all the way out throughout the Bible in the New Testament, it just contradicts itself. Um, you know, it tells you, it says in the Bible, gays are all going to hell, and it doesn't tell you that, these children weren't protected and they're predatorized by their parents' lack of due diligence and making sure their world is safe from these predators. And I tell everybody that I say, can you back me up on this? 80s and 90s, the Congress and Senate, it was a known joke. It's like the Jews when they go on TV and say we own 95% of Hollywood. They used to go, and they wouldn't go on TV, but it was a known joke, like on TV shows, or I don't know where I get it from, but that all of these Congress and senators were, they just like young boys, and so they'd make fun of them all the time. They were getting busted left and right. These Catholic priests were, been hiding it. Everybody's been knowing about it. They don't care. There's this band called Guar. They're supposed to be like, not from this planet, but they only had like one good album, like their first one, but and it was just real like punk metal, and it sounds way different than other ones. But so they used to make these videos about, America must be destroyed is one of them, or what is it? I think it's called that. But in the video, it's just foul. They take these priests, and Guar comes down, and they're it's kind of funny video, but at the same time it's not. So they get these Catholic priests, and they get vengeance on them, and it's just real disturbing. I mean, unless you're just, if you were a disturbed person like maybe me, I don't know, it's just not a good video to watch. It shows a bunch of kids getting hooked on crack cereal. Like in the cereal, it'd have like a little prize, but it'd be like a crack pipe with a bunch of crack. Guar cereal or something. They're all renting coke, but these guys would just, go and play rock and party all the time. They do a lot of coke and just party, but they didn't like these Catholic priests. They didn't like these judges or corporal punishment and these, uppity judges and these Catholic priests, and they just show these Catholic priests in the worst light they could, in the true light that they were, and they would just bring them justice, and that justice would be in the form of a sword. It was shaped like a cross, and I don't want to tell you what they were doing to these guys, but if you look up Guar, they just do foul stuff. So they're getting these guys, but they're just making they're making fun of these Catholic priests, and they had this big guy named Corporal Punishment. He looked like Captain USA, and he's gonna fight Guar, and you don't fuck with Guar, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna lose, and they ended up getting older, strongest, like a couple of years, or like a year ago. He ended up overdosing off of heroin, but these guys were out there, you know what I'm saying? All I can support is their first album, and them talking about, they did a bunch of shows. One of their shows was live from Antarctica, so it was just weird. Some of their songs are kind of weird, but you have to listen to them and understand them, and they're really, it's a stretch, so even if you listen to them and try to understand them, you'd still be stretching I kind of stretch every time I listen to a song. It's always a stretch of what they're saying. And hold on, this is getting more worse and more worse. It's gonna be, I can't upload this video. Oh shit, what was I talking about in the beginning of this video? Anyway, I guess I'll upload this video. But anyway, it was a known joke back then. Guar was out in the 90s, early 90s. They were talking about it. They were getting these priests, but it still was covered up. You know what I'm saying? But okay. So what I'm saying about the Bible is, so these kids that they were abused when they were little. I can't imagine. I mean, it might be, it's the most horrible thing that you could ever do to a child, to a human being, is break their mind like that, because I can imagine how helpless you would feel. Nobody's there protecting you. The Bible's saying that you're going to hell. You don't know what's going on. All you know is everybody's saying it's wrong, so you might hide it. It makes you feel like less than a man. Or I don't even know how it would make you feel if you were a girl, or what I'm saying, it's probably even fucking twice as bad. But for men and little boys, I can only imagine. It would just break you. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you're less than a man, and you feel like I can't imagine. You know what I'm saying? But it's just you just it's a total break in your soul and in your life, and we're not, well, it gets way worse than that. I don't want to explain it and stuff, but it's bad. And then to top it off, nobody's protecting them, and then they not getting protection, and it makes it worse. You know what I'm saying? Because then they feel like what they're feeling is real and it's the truth, because there's nobody protecting them, and they're never gonna get vengeance, and be equal. So who knows? That's so they snap, and I guess that's I guess I can't really say. I guess maybe they think that that's the way they are, but it breaks these. You can't take somebody's soul, and you know what I'm saying. Anybody out there that's never been, what I'm saying, uh, 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 you know, you know, you know, I want to say it's tortured, but like the worst kind of torture you could have. You know what I'm saying? And just feeling helpless, and nobody's gonna help you, and lost. I got lost a few times in the swap mart. I thought I lost my mom. You just go crazy. I used to yell, thinking I lost my mom, and it's not a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could pick you up and just steal you. I was like 1, 2, 3. Not a good feeling. And so that's what they're doing to our kids, and we're not helping them. And we were supposed to be helping them, but instead, and I was guilty of this too. I guess, you try to force them. Hey, you can't be gay. You're not going to go to heaven. Just admit there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with everybody, but I just have a problem. I used to tell people I have this problem with these gay people not admitting there's something wrong with them. Because there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with everybody. You know what I'm saying? But if you can't admit there's something wrong with you, then you're never gonna. You're starting out from a bad place. You're starting off in denial. And I wasn't really. I guess I wasn't really looking at it right. You know what I'm saying? Because I I never hadn't been in that spot. A lot of these people preaching that stuff. I've never been in that spot, but that's probably what they've been thinking their whole life. They've been going through that, going over your head. What's wrong with me? What's wrong? What's wrong? And then you're saying there's something wrong with everybody. Why can't you just admit mess up in the head too? But they're really damaged, and they can't admit they're messed up in the head, because they blocked all that out, and then they trained themselves to think that they're not messed up in the head. And then for us to tell them, I'm saying, you got to be that way. It's not it's not taking care of them like we're supposed to be, or we were supposed to be. It's not caring.